He said, now I have to do it. My men have done the job today, and he's gone.
Well, Carlos Sastre has got to deliver now after the way his team has ridden for him today and has still continued to ride for him. Well, that battle has been neutralised yet again at the front. This is Cobo at the front just for the moment. As Sonny Duval-Scott, they've got 3 riders in this breakaway. Sastre marshals the affair and closes it down.
Acceleration now from Carlos Sastre right on his wheel. You can see Cadel Evans is seeing this is a very dangerous move, but also Denny Menchov too. This is a real climber, Carlos Sastre. He loves the Pyrenees. Menchov is coming up there. Will he counter, or will he be just
Evans
happy to
is
sit
going
there?
up. This is a major counter-attack again. This is how climbers can accelerate. Cadel Evans is into third. Menchov checking who has come back. On that, and here comes Frank Schleck launching it. The man that won an Alpe d'Huez in 2005, I think it was, as he breaks clear of the field. And now the reaction coming from Leonardo Pipoli. Cobo goes back, leaving his teammate to handle Schleck.
Well, Pipoli's come across the gap there. Frank Schleck started the day in 11th place overall. He was looking for 1 minute and 56 seconds, and this may well put a little bit of pressure on everybody else to try and chase him down. Schleck, let's not forget, was the winner of the Alpe d'Huez stage of the Tour de France a couple of years ago, and now he's putting pressure on everyone. But Carlos Sastre, Phil, really has to come up with the goods and do the goods for the job that his team did for him.
Well, the others are fighting back. Cadel Evans is the centre of that little group of 4 as he tries to bridges. Right now, Cadel Evans is the leader of the Tour de France on the road. The Russian rider, Vladimir Efimkin, has come to join the tail of these 2 leaders. Cadel Evans is a little bit slow to build up, but he's going to have to do something about this now. There he is at the centre. He's left all alone with Menchov.
Well, everybody there is pretty much alone here this afternoon. You can see Cadel Evans just moving across. Van der Velde is there too in the white jersey at the back. Menchov is looking very solid in the orange jersey there, Phil. He's a great competitor, and waiting to see whether or not Carlos Sastre's got anything left in his legs for another acceleration.
The lonely life of the Maillot Jaune of the Tour de France now, as Kim Kirken has got no team to help him, only his own legs. He's now going to fight and limit his losses.
The way the race situation is at the moment, well, they are saying that it's 57 seconds back to the group of Cadel Evans, and Frank Schleck could be riding himself right up into the top 5.
Frank Schleck could be riding himself into the yellow jersey. He's 1:56 off the race lead. He's now got over a minute on the yellow.
Kim Kirken has not given up this bike race, Phil, because he's riding himself back into it as Cadel Evans realises Evans is gone.
Evans has had to go. The gap is getting too big. It's almost a minute to Cadel Evans now, as well by Frank Schleck. Remember that Cadel can fight back. This isn't the last day of the Tour de France. They will live to fight another day. How wounded is Cadel? Well, somebody just scolded him because he shot away.
Well, a lot of people have said the problem with Cadel Evans is he will not attack, but he's attacked here right now because he knows exactly what he's got to do. He's chasing Mikel Astroloza, and he's gone right across that gap, and the other guys, Phil, were just looking at him. If you want to win a Tour de France, you've got to ride with courage, you've got to ride with determination, and you have to make a move. This is the move, I think, that Cadel Evans has decided he needs to make.
Astroloza's caught his wheel here, but Cadel is not interested in Astroloza, who sits in 16th place, 2 minutes and 10 seconds behind Cadel overall. Christian Van der Velde still got legs there to survive at the top.
Yeah, but they've done it to Kim Kirken. They've damned him again to 15 or 20 seconds. But, you know, these accelerations Kim Kirken will not respond to. He will ride at his own pace and try and ride himself back into this race and keep himself high up in the overall classification. On the front, you have to say that Cobo for Team Sonny Duval-Scott is doing a great job of work for his man. His man now sitting in second position, 179, is Leonardo Pipoli.
Well, as the pace is lifted again, somebody must have told them Cadel Evans had reacted, and he's coming up. They've lifted the pace here, Cobo. Schleck is still there. Let's see who we've got in this group now. It looks as though they've managed to tame Cadel's attack there. He's got back in the group with Menchov, and also Nibali has come up here. Sastre is here. So too is Christian Van der Velde, just behind our camera. Frank Schleck is now behind the Italian tandem, and he's losing ground himself. He cannot contain the lifting of the pace here. Now he's gritting his teeth. He's just got to start dreaming of yellow and see if it inspires him, because he's close.
Well, the two riders from Sonia Duval Scott have got the acceleration coming up to the front here. Juan Jose Cobo is a great climber from Spain, and he's pacing his teammate behind him there, Leonardo Pipoli. Pipoli has been around, Phil, for an awful long time. You know, he's coming up to 36 years of age. He'll be 37 at the end of September, but he's a man who's won stages at the top of mountains in nearly all of the major great Grand Tours.
Further down the slope, the clock is counting there, but it's on the leader. Flick of the arm from Menchov, saying to Cadel Evans, come on through and set the pace. They're trying to keep the rhythm. These are the only two riders who have worked so far.
Well, Carlos Sastre is on the defensive. He's the teammate, of course, of Frank Schleck. Ricardo Rico in fourth position. He's on the defensive too, because he's got two riders in front about to win the stage. And I think just a little bit further back, you can just see that Christian van der Velde, he's happy to be in a position like this, because Christian van der Velde could very easily, Phil, be sitting in second place in the overall standings tonight.
As they start for the finishing line, this is going to be a 1-2 for Sonia Duval Scott. The question is, what is the order? The younger right, 140 is the gap. It could be Cadel Evans is looking good, but as these two race for the line, it is still which one is going to win.
Look at Pipoli's face here. He's been here many, many times before. Juan Jose Cobo is just happy to be in the company of this little Italian climber. They're making a final swing. 100 meters to go. Who's it going to be?
Well, Pipoli wants it. Cobo wants it. Are they going to have a free-for-all spin? Sometimes the management says you fight it out yourself, and whoever wins, wins. But there we are. He's as happy as Pipoli. Leonardo Pipoli wins a terrific stage of the Tour de France, and Juan Jose Cobo of Spain salutes his people in second place. The clock will start, though, when this man hits the line. Who will be the yellow jersey, Frank Schleck or Cadel Evans?
Well, what's important now is to watch the time when Frank Schleck stops the clock, because it doesn't matter how far behind those two guys who finished first and second are. It's whether or not he's more than a minute and 50 seconds ahead of Cadel Evans. And I got that at 25 or 26 seconds.
We're looking at 2:16. If it's outside that, then Evans has lost the yellow to Frank Schleck. It is going to be close, and I think it's going to be very close. And here comes Rico. Rico finishing it off for Sonia Duval Scott as well. 2:03 there for Hautacam on the line, so he will be in fifth place on the day. Well, now, what is happening? It's going to be, I think, Schleck who will be the leader, but I don't know. Oh, goodness, it's 2:16. We'll leave it to the timekeepers. It's close. It's extreme. We could have two riders tonight equal on time.
It was a classic stage in what's become a history-making moment for Australian cycling. But let's have a look at the stage first. Leonardo Pipoli and Juan Cobo first and second across the line. Frank Schleck in third place, 28 seconds behind. Bernard Cole, a wonderful ride from the Austrian, in fourth, with Vladimir Efimkin 2 minutes and 5 seconds in arrears. Ricardo Rico is the new leader in the King of the Mountain competition. 12 points separates the Italian from David de la Fuente. It's Sebastian Lang in third place. But it's a general classification, the race for the yellow jersey, which holds most interest. Look at the margin, just 1 second between Cadel Evans and Frank Schleck. Christian van der Velde in third place, with Bernard Cole and Dennis Menchov rounding off the top five.